Best dressed, Kevin Noble, because he dresses really well every single day and tries too hard. Worst dressed, Dax Lowers, because he's got the worst jacket I've ever seen.
Okay, best dressed, I would have to say Luke Ferrara, because he tries way too hard. Worst dressed would easily be Dax Flowers. He wears a flowered pot jacket. You have to check that out.
Okay, best dressed, I'd probably say Kevin Noble. He's usually looking pretty spiffy in the morning. Worst dressed, definitely Dax Flowers. I live with him, and some of the stuff he leaves the house with in the morning is appalling.
Best and worst dress. The best dress would be probably Dax Flower. I think he has a good style. And the worst would probably be Adam Corshane. Terrible.
Best dressed, easily, Danik Paquette. Worst dressed, easily, Danik Paquette.
Oh my God.
Best and worst dressed on the team, I think the best dressed is Luke Ferrara, and the worst dressed has to be Dax Lowers.
So best dressed, I'm going to have to go with Feds. And for worst dressed, I'm going to have to go with Bobby because of his one-piece maroon sweatsuit that he wears.
Best dressed has to be Kevin Noble. Guy loves getting dressed well and he takes a lot of pride in how he looks. Worst dressed, got to be David Clemens. His Adidas track pants they're hideous. Sorry.
Best dressed guy on the team, Kevin Noble, by far. I like your style, bud. Worst dress, I have to say Dax. I hate that jacket that he wears around. It is terrible. That flower pot could probably get removed.
Best in training, Luke Ferrara, because he just loves hockey.
Best in training, again, have to give it to Luke Ferrara because he scores so many goals in practice.
All right, best in training, I'll say Jordan Petrus. He's out there after practice every day working on a shot, and I think it shows in games.
I think the best at training would be Kevin Noble. He's just always out there and try his best. Yeah.
Best in training, hands down, without a doubt, Clem. The guy is a legend on the ice and off the ice.
I think the best in training has to be Brithen Priest. He gets about 100 pucks a practice thrown at his head, so feel for the kid, Brithen Priest.
For the best in training, I'm going to have to go with Jordan Petrus, as he always gives 110%.
Best in training, I'm going to have to give to Brithen Priest. This guy stays out, takes a lot of extra shots, and every time we think we've got him beat on a backdoor empty netter, he sticks out his glove or his stick and makes a big save. So I'm going to have to say Priesty.
Best in training, Jordan Petrus.
One thing I'll take to a desert island would be a boat so I can get back off.
One thing I would take to a desert island, I'd have to say my cell phone so I could call someone to come get me.
One thing I would take to a desert island would be a barbecue. If I'm stuck there, I might as well eat good.
One thing I would bring to the desert island would probably be a knife, just for protection, and if I have to eat or something, I just would probably kill an animal or something.
One thing I'd bring to desert island, my laptop, 100%.
One thing that I would take to a desert island would probably be Bear Grylls. He'd get me around easy.
What I would take to a deserted island, or is it a desert island?
Desert island.
A desert island. I would take a flamethrower, the Elon Musk Boring Company flamethrower, because it's a weapon and you can start a fire with it.
One thing I would take on a desert island is a GPS-enabled satellite phone so that I could call someone for help to come pick me up.
If I was stranded on a desert island, have to say I'd take my wife and kids, maybe a lawn chair, sit on the beach, enjoy my time in the sun.
One thing Brett Robinson would take to a desert island would probably be a bed because he just loves to sleep.
Okay, one thing Kevin Noble would take to an island, I have to choose him. It's an easy choice. He would definitely take a picture of Justin Bieber.
One thing Danik Paquette would take to a desert island would be English dictionary, just in case he got saved. He could actually communicate where he wants to go.
One thing that David Clement would bring to Desert Island, I think it would be Remy, his girlfriend. He can get away with her, so.
One thing Danik Paquette would bring to a desert island, his fists.
The one thing that Dax Lowers would take to a desert island would be his own hotspot machine, because he's always on other people's hotspot.
One thing that Ryan Dingle would take to a desert island would be his stainless steel coffee thermos filled with homemade French press coffee.
One thing Ross Venus would take on a desert island, I think, would be his iPod and headphones. He, on the bus, he is glued to this thing from the time we leave to the time we arrive, and the time we leave the rink and the time we come home. He is on his iPod or on his iPhone, headphones on the whole time.
Valley, if he were stranded on a desert island, definitely bring his own personal shampoo.
Most intelligent at the club, Jordan Petrus, because he's a professor.
Okay, most intelligent at the club. This is a tough one. I would have to say Steve Small. Not anything to do with what he does as an equipment manager, because he's not very good at that. But he's so old that he's seen so many things. He must be the most intelligent guy around here.
Most intelligent at the club, again, I'll go with Jordan Petrus. He's a professor at the university, and he's always reading books, so that would be my answer.
The most intelligent in the club, I think, would be Jordan Petrus, because we don't have any other smart guy on the team, so.
Most intelligent guy at the club, without a doubt, Danik Paquette. Every night he reads at least 2 books. I'm his roommate, believe me. I watch him.
The most intelligent at the club has to be Stephen Small. He is always on time, he's never late. He's got everything prepared in the morning and for games, so without a doubt, Smalley, most intelligent.
So for the most intelligent on the team, I'm going to have to go with Precy, because I feel like Precy has that Goodwill Hunting type personality where he's quiet and nobody knows it, but deep down, he's a genius.
Most intelligent on the team, I'm going to go off the board here. I'm going to say Packer, street smarts. This guy, he's got street smarts like you wouldn't believe.
Smartest guy on the team, Danik Paquette. Just to ask him.
Which one player is not a morning person would have to be Brett Robinson, again, because he just loves his bed.
Okay, last question. Which one player is not a morning person? There's no one as grumpy as me in the morning, and I can admit it. It's myself.
Worst morning person, I think this is a pretty easy one. Brett Robinson. He's pretty grumpy in the morning. Sit near him in the room, and I try to stay away.
I think the grumpiest in the morning would probably be Brett Robinson, probably because Nixon keep him all night up, so.
The one player that is not a morning person, you know, I'd like to say Brett Robinson. He's my stallmate, but I live with Danik, and if I make one noise, you know what's happening.
The grumpiest human being in the morning has to be Brett Robinson, without a doubt.
So one player that's not a morning person, this one's pretty easy for me because I live with him, Ben Lake. Usually takes him a coffee or a couple crumpets, but once he gets those, he's in a much better mood.
One guy that's not a morning person is Brett Robinson. Does not like the mornings, and he does not like to be around me in the mornings, but it's really funny. So although he hates the mornings, the best part of my mornings is seeing how much he hates the morning. Sorry, Brett.
Robo, if it's the morning, I'm sorry, it's you. You are the worst morning person I have ever met in my entire life. Go get some sleep, bud.